I know that I covered this because the libraries are so huge. Because I know that I played the devil's advocate. It's sort of like this. They want to suck your energy into their hole by participating in their hole. Because the hole that their mind is in is an AI wargamer hole. That's how simple it is. So what it means is, and this is true, that they operate on machine code. So those are machine code operators. Oh, they're AI machine code operators. Yeah, that's what a tech operator is. A tech operator operating software, right? Running an AI war game on behalf of the AI, because the AI is providing the intelligence in which to wage that strategy. So the AI is providing the data, which is the data that they use in order to know what the enemy is going to do. So that's access to data, right? It's no different than a general of an army group, say in World War II, operating on behalf of Adolf Hitler. So, a general, in order to make a general decision on how they're going to deploy what? Energy, units of consciousness energy that are going to get deployed like on a chessboard, the pawns, the infantry soldier, the grunt, and then the grunt, and then you have the artillery, then you have the aircraft. So you have what's known as support function, the executive function. You know what an executive function in a computer is, right? A cellular processor. Okay? So they have the pawns, right, which are the grunts, which are known as the expendables, that are participating, got drafted into the war. They thought, hey, I'm going to go fight war on because I love Germany, and we need to protect Germany against enemies that don't exist. Oh, enemies that don't exist. They don't exist without us. How that works? You got to create a figment in somebody's imagination and believe that you got a reason to go to war to allow your energy to be used in order to wage that war. Remember I talked about that when I was in third grade? Scholastic magazine, they're telling me that Russia, the Russian people want to go to war against me, and I'm going, what? I'm in love and service to others. I experience what love is wherever I go, so why would they want to harm me? Love is harmless. Something's not right with this picture. They're lying to me. I know they're lying to me. That's called mass media programming. So the machine code is trying to program us in order to what? Suck us into a war, which is the whole. I'm not going to use my energy in order to play a war game. Right? How that works with checkmate. Right? When you're fused with the eternal sun, that's called a shield, which is a firewall, which is called protection. So the shield is protecting us from all the lies, all the mass media AI programming. The language of machines, programming other machines. So all the machines are participating in war game machines, war game machinery, AI war game machinery. So for that general to make that decision, particularly if you're going to run a psychological operation, remember what Hermann Goering said when he was on trial? Remember the war crime trials? Ever read any of the transcripts? At the end of World War II, those trials, what Hermann Goering said, when he was asked about how was he able to basically destroy the infrastructure of Germany, and he said, simple, just slap them around, right? Traumatize them, and they'll obey. They'll obey, right? And so now we're back to healing the shadow body, running the right codes in which the speed at which that's taking place is clearing our cellular memories of all the machine code AI wargame stuff. Right? Or, if you will, what we're held captive to, right? Which is the machine, which is the alien machinery, and learning to let go of that. And as the speed of our consciousness is accreting, we're accreting more of the right codes, right? The geometric language, first music, the divine order, the divine sequenced order of thermal and nuclear power. When fission and fusion become one, when the two becomes one, the one becomes all. Which means now all of our cells are experiencing what we are in cells, which is what love is, in a state of eternal peace. right? So I'm experiencing a state of eternal peace. And when when all your cells are experiencing the still point of the top spin above the waterline, we're breathing in space. We're breathing air magic, air sound. Air sound. Ah, yeah. The first signet. The first signet. The first sign of life when a newborn comes out of that birth canal. Ah, yeah. The first sign of life. The first sign. The first signet. The first signal. The first signal of life. The first volcano. The first spin. Molten voltage. Going vertical as a pillar of light. Right? And so I've suggested this, but what people choose to do on their own by virtue of what's being written into their cellular memories, right? And this is why I've tried to share this many, many times about how much is actually happening between units of consciousness or cells that are communicating with other cells across the entire cellular terrain. How much is actually happening simultaneously, right? And that's when you're running full capacity, a full capacitor, experiencing the eco, right? The inner earth, right? The core of our blast furnace as a massive whirlpool of plasma, healing energy. DorA, DorA, Ekasha Inta DorA. So they got to suck us into their gaming strategy to get us to play. Because to play a game, you need a competitor. And if there isn't a competitor, then it loses. It's got nothing to get any energy from. It needs the energy to wage a war in order to maintain what it's aware of in energy. So a mind that is a psychopath mind, which is strictly the mental field, is sick because it's at war against itself, which means it's at war against its own cells. It's at war against its own cells. Yeah. That's exactly right. Its cells are experiencing what war is. So it's recording in its cells what war is, which is war against its cells. It's at war against itself. Why would it do that? It's seeking to implode. Why would it do that? Because it's self-destructive. The consciousness energy that is experiencing itself is self-annihilation. You know what annihilation is. You know what annihilating cells, annihilating the cells, hating the cells, annihilating and hating the cells. Now we're into victim-victimizer software. Remember the conversation with Neo and Mr. Smith, the AI? We seem to have a relationship with you, Neo. And remember, Neo was considered to be the fastest game developer. Nobody was spinning a vortex faster than Neo, known as the One. So what happened in the end? That was called checkmate, wasn't it? Remember when Mr. Smith came out and talked to the Oracle? That's called a Mexican standoff. So an AI wargamer is never going to win a game against Neo, which is the One, which is the first cell, which is the first silver seed, God's seed, the Godhead, Christos Sophia. So it's a matter of what? Choosing not to participate in war. I'm done giving them energy. So I spend my energy on strengthening my shield, which is strengthening my consciousness field, so that the energy that is represented by what I am, being what love is now being sent and delivered through all the cells when I plant my feet on the rock to increase the speed of the density, which is getting rid of the garbage codes, bad codes, distorted sound. So I'm experiencing clear music, which means a clear signal, which means, hey, cells know how to run a radiation set. Yeah, radiation set. The sets are joined as one. cancel out both the clocks. Now you're experiencing being one. Now you're with the one cell, which is DorA, which is the first cell. Hey, breathing with the first cell. And that has everything to do with breath work. That's absolutely right. Breath work. Breathing speed. Breathing gated Y speeds. Yeah, the 4 square. Remember the brilliance of a triangle? Heat, fuel, oxygen. Burn a gas. Burn the blue flame. Have a beautiful day.